Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, welcome to another exciting Outreach Art production of Behind the Canvas. I am your host, John Morris, of course, the painter of memories, and welcome to the show that teaches you and takes you behind the scenes, showing you the exclusive photos, videos, and how we bring each and every painting to life, but also the stories of the people behind it. Welcome to today's show, where we talk about Apollo, the beautiful husky.
It's alright, even if you're old and gray. Well, it's alright, you still got something to say. Well, it's alright, remember to live and live. Well, it's alright, the best you can do is forgive. Well, it's alright, riding around on the breeze. Well, it's alright.
Okay folks, well welcome. We've got another exciting episode for you today. Today we are talking about Yolanda and Apollo, the beautiful husky, and I am delighted to bring this story to you. Yolanda's going to tell you all about the backstory of Apollo and her experience with this beautiful husky, what was designed, what was meant to happen, and kind of what did happen. But I just want to share with you a few thoughts about this painting in particular. Yolanda's a wonderful woman. She got in touch with me earlier this year and she asked me again to do a custom painting of her beautiful husky. When I saw the photos that she put together, it was down to two. It was between one of her and Apollo and one of Apollo just by himself. And we ummed and ahed about a lot of things, but eventually we settled for this picture. And in the opportunities, you kind of sit there and you think, oh, you know, this is absolutely incredible to have the opportunity to paint something and a subject that is so beautiful. Up until, you know, 2020, I really hadn't had a lot of experience with huskies. I'd probably painted maybe 2 or 3 over the years, but this time and around this time, I wanted to paint more and more of the huskies. So we started promoting more and more into the husky pages and the different groups that were there. And before I knew it, I started meeting a wide variety of people from all walks of life. And in this beautiful story, Yolanda will tell you what Apollo means to her. And this will give you an opportunity to meet Yolanda and Apollo.
Hello, my name is Yolanda Mendez. Sorry, I'm looking a little rough today. I hadn't been feeling very well. I just wanted to make this video real quick. I got my painting in last night, and I still hadn't opened it yet. I wanted to give a brief backstory on why I chose this project for John to make. A couple of years after I got out of the Navy, I already had my 1.5-year-old female husky, my first husky that I'd had, and she was about to lose her best friend to moving, and I decided to get her another best friend. So I found a breeder online, did some research, and visited them in their facility and picked Apollo. He ended up coming to me at a time in my life when I needed him the most. He was only about a year old, and my now ex, and I had split up after 15 years of marriage. Most of that while I was in the Navy. When he had left, it was a month and a half after my mother had passed away. coming up on the anniversary of the first anniversary of my English Bulldog having passed, and having just passed the second anniversary of my father having passed. So there was a little bit of consistency with, tragedy after tragedy. And Apollo was never very much of a cuddly guy. He had a thicker coat. He was a little bit of a woolly, so he didn't like to cuddle much. But during that time, I pretty much had a break, and I would fall down on the floor for the simplest things and just turn into a complete puddle of tears. Apollo would come and he would lie down by me and let me bury my face in his fur, let me hug him as tight as I needed to, and he would stay there for me. He never did that before. But he knew that I needed him. He knew I needed support, so he became that support. At 3 years old, he started having his first seizure. He had his first grand mal seizure after 2 weeks after his first petit mal seizure. I took him to the hospital, and the vets and a neurologist declared him basically having epilepsy, idiopathic epilepsy, which means that all of his tests came back normal, all his MRIs, his CAT scans, his everything would always come back normal, so they didn't know why. For 2 years, we battled epilepsy. It was my turn to take care of him and be his support. But at the same time, he taught me so much more about strength and about fighting for those little moments in life, for the good ones, the precious ones, and you hold on to those. You take those moments and you hold on to them. On his good days, he was so full of life. He was such a big goofball and a big character, and such a loving boy. We started going to classes for him to be a therapy dog, for us to be a therapy dog team. I wanted to do that because he was great with kids, just loved children and was so gentle with them. And I wanted him to be a therapy dog team so that I could take him into the children's hospitals. I live an hour outside of Seattle and about 45 minutes outside of Tacoma. So I wanted to be able to take him to the children's hospitals and share him and his story of living with epilepsy with them. Right after we got certified as a therapy dog team, his seizures became uncontrollable. He would have cluster seizures after cluster seizures, to the point to where it was damaging his spine, his vertebrae. He would have swelling within his spine, and was constantly on this medication or that medication, as well as making adjustments to his epilepsy meds. I decided after his last set of clusters that took so much out of him that I'd let him go. It was the hardest decision that I had to make, but I knew it was the best decision for him. He was losing that spark in his eyes. He was only 5 years old. But I knew I needed to do what was right for him. So I did. It was 2.5 years ago. And since then, I've been thinking of having a commemorative portrait done of Apollo. And I finally found the artist that I loved his style and decided to hire John to make this for me. And I open. Sorry, John doesn't make this easy to to get it out, apparently. Packs it very well. And here's my Apollo. Thank you, John.
Well, folks, I really hope you enjoyed hearing that story. Now I want to take you to behind the scenes a little bit here as I share with you some of the techniques, some of the different stages, shall we say, that Apollo's painting went through. Well, folks, I really hope you enjoyed that episode of Behind the Canvas. It's always an honour and a privilege to include our audience and to include our clients and customers as well. It makes it not only a really feel-good moment for you, but it's also something really personal for them as well. And since we started doing this a couple of weeks ago, we've had literally countless people commenting and getting in touch with me through email, saying how much they appreciate it and how much they loved hearing the stories and each and every episode as well. For this week, I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to tell a friend, because that's, as I say, the only way our little show can grow. If you'd like to support us, you can do it at patreon.com/outreachout, and every little thing helps. We also give you exclusive bonus content and things that you will be able to find nowhere else, plus amazing products, behind the scenes stuff, and even special previews as well on brand new products and paintings. So it's always an incentive, and you can do that very cheaply as well. Until next time, I have been your host, John Morris, the Painter of Memories. This has been Outreach Out's production of Behind the Canvas. Until next time, I'll see you later. Take care. God bless.